Welcome back to KTSM 9 News today. It is 6:50, so El Paso County Commissioners are expected to vote today on a UMC property tax rate of just under 24 cents for every $100 of assessed value on a home. UMC is proposing a slightly lower rate than last year at just under 24 cents. The last week, County Commissioners approved the new no revenue tax rate at just over 45 cents for every $100 of taxable property value for the county, because of course you've got inside the county you've got UMC and you also have the county taxes, right?
Sure.
So the rate is designed to collect about the same revenue from properties taxed both years, but individual bills can still change because of property
Valuation.
values. By comparison, City Council approved a budget and a higher property tax rate just last week. The city's rate is about 79.8 cents for every $100 of taxable value after council cut about $6.5 million from their proposed budget.
God bless them for saving us money. Yes, I'm being facetious.
I know,
You know,
right?
I wonder how much they look, UMC does, at city's budget or other budgets from large entities around the county, EPISD, the whole 9 yards, and says, we have to do our best to make sure we're not adding to the fire. Like how much are these other entities looking at the city per se, not the city, but I should say the county per se, and seeing how much of a hullabaloo that has been, right? Or actually, yes, the city, excuse me, with their
the
whole
city.
budget process.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And they say, gosh, if we pull the same card and try to do too much, this is going to go badly on us and we are not going to get the votes
Right.
Yeah.
that we need. I wonder how much that's thought of. I'm sure it's not very much because they have their own priorities
Exactly.
Yeah.
and their own things they got to do.
Right,
and
as we learned from the city.
and they can't worry about what everybody else is doing. They got to
Right.
do what's best for the hospital. But it seems like it might work out in their favor this time because they will be the last thought,
Right.
on all these votes, because everything else has been such a immediate disaster. EPISD
So-
with the HVAC systems, and then we got to do, we got to have the Vader VATR. Yeah. How many times can Darth Vader be mentioned in one show? And the city, which has also been its own little, localized disaster
Yeah.
with their budget. So it's going to work out in their favor, but I wonder how much they've thought of in that sense. Probably not much, you think, right?
Probably not a whole lot, but honestly, I think that anytime they can say, look, we not only didn't raise the property tax rate, but we lowered it a little bit.
It's nice.
That's a good thing for them to come back and tell taxpayers until you realize that, yeah, that doesn't matter because
Yeah.
CAD, Central Appraisal District,
taxes are still
went
going
ahead
up.
and raised everybody's property
Exactly.
valuations.
It just
And
cancels
that's
out.
and that's the thing, and that's how me personally, these guys all run in the same circles, and this is my own conspiracy theory. They all run in the same circles, so they're all like, yeah, it doesn't matter if we raise the property tax rate because you guys are going to do us the favor anyway by raising property valuations.
Yeah.
So we're still going to get the money we need, but we can go ahead and
But we'll look good.
yeah, we'll run our little
We'll look
campaign
good.
commercials
Yeah.
that say we didn't raise the property tax
Yeah,
rate.
no, CAD did. They're the
Yeah,
bad guys.
They're the bad guys.
Yeah.
And because of CAD, they might end up actually getting more
More,
money
yeah.
than they did last year with a lower rate.
Right.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Well, that's how
guys.
it's going to work out for the county,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
yeah.
interesting, guys. See
Yeah.
how it all shakes out. Of course, there's been they're going to look good compared to EPISD in the
Yeah.
city. that's
Meanwhile,
for
we're
sure.
paying $400 or $500 more a year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly. With all the stuff that's going up.